Hey Luna. All right. So we're gonna start learning the kiln. Um, this is gonna be kind of a slow process. I tried to stage some of the work before coming down here so we can kind of go a little bit faster. I didn't map out like sizing yet, so we'll have to do that. But the first thing we need to do before we do anything else is we need to place our kiln stilts. So I do 3 of these larger ones in the front. I think I also have to move you guys because you guys are going to rock around a bunch. It's okay, Brian. How do I do this? Hold on. You guys are gonna sit like this. I think that's how you're gonna have to be. Um, Hold on, let me see what I can do with my tripod. Maybe you could be here. Maybe I can move you guys over. I just don't want you on the rocking spot. Hey, Garden. Hey, everyone. I don't know what to do here. Oh, here we go. What about this? Is this a good angle? Yeah, I can't do that. As much as that sounds fun. Um, what's up? What about? I think this. No, I want you guys here. Hold on. Sorry. Let me put you down for half a second and figure out my tripod situation. I want you guys like this. And then if I do this, I think if I clamp you to my door, I think then we're going to be good. How do I flip this? All right, there we go. Now you guys are on a good spot. So, again, you're going to see a lot of my butt today. I apologize. It's just what has to happen. Just trying to move slow. I staged out a lot of the stuff. Like I was saying, we're going to just move nice and slow. Try to work somewhat methodically. So, you know, it is. This is a brick kiln. Are there other kinds of kilns that aren't made from brick? Cool. So, let me just squeeze on in here. There's a couple things I want to throw out. Cool. I saw that I missed some cleaning of some wadding in here, so I'm just going to try to grab it with my hands before we do anything else. Okay, a lot of it seems to be actually fused on, and that's okay. That's wadding, that's fused, that's fused. It's fused, I don't really care. It's not going to go anywhere. But if it's not, I would rather get rid of it if possible. Okay, that is fused, so I'm not going to worry about it. So the way this works is the big stilts are in the middle. The smaller ones are going to be on either side. We're going to do 2 in the middle, 1 in the back, 2 in the back, 1 in the middle. As far as placement goes for these stilts. And we're going to rock this one out, I think. I probably should have grabbed some more wadding before doing this, but that's okay. And we're going to put one on top as well. So the idea is we're going to do 1 row, see how we're feeling. If we feel good about what we're doing, we'll do 2. If we're not, for our back's sake, we'll just call it. So I'm spitting on these just so when I flip it over, the wadding, it's not doing what I want. So the wadding theoretically sticks. And again, this wadding is 50% aluminum hydrate, 50% EPK. So once we get all this stuff on, we'll start mapping out what we need for placement wise. Again, I haven't gone through and actually looked at sizing yet. So we may have to kind of mess around a little bit and figure out what we want. It looks like I don't have enough water in my hand, so I'll do one more of these. And I'm going to get out of the kiln and grab some more water. And, you know, doing this, you understand. All good. Chores are good. What kind of choring are you doing today, Luna? Hi, little dog. Here, I'll throw your ball. I got you. I got you, baby. There you are. All right. That's looking pretty solid so far as like placement goes. I'm not opposed to that. Again, what I'm looking forward to is loading the front of this where I don't have to climb as deep into the kiln. So I was telling you guys yesterday that I think we're going to fire this up on Tuesday. The weather seems like it'll be nice. And then I think I'm going to go back and see if I can fire the soda kiln on Friday, maybe. Do Friday, Saturday, something like that. I think that's the idea at the moment. I need 2 little more pieces of wadding. And then I'm going to go grab some work that should fit in the right size. One sec, little dog. Let me finish this part first. Yeah, this board is. No, I mean, we're going to swap this board out for a different board for a second just to see. Or just swap this one over. And I can just kind of lean in, not necessarily have to get into the kiln, which is kind of nice. So the space that I'm hovering over at the moment, these boards are over is where my firebox is. So this is where the fire goes. If that makes sense. Okay, now I'm gonna cover up my wadding, put it back in its container, grab some sunglasses. Okay, this will take me a couple seconds just to organize some stuff. I'm gonna leave you guys here. I think it's gonna be too much of a pain to move you back and forth. So, like I said too earlier, I moved all the work a little bit closer than I normally do, so we don't have to walk all the way to my studio. I didn't move all of it. I moved a decent amount of it. So we're just gonna grab what we can, bring it down and just see sizing wise what works. I have here move to this board currently. All these can go in the small size. They'll all fit. They don't work. I don't know. Very soon. Yeah, I'll have to borrow from right, the cat was too big. Grab some my just cranking out work. This dude is just but there's all these there's going to any of these rooms. There's something myself. I'm not a teacher. Having people help me, I really enjoy just like the slow pacing and where things go. And, you know, if you're doing this, it's fine because they can kind of just like hand you things. But I find there's a lot of sitting around when you have assistants because I like to move slow and I'm not gonna. Well, if my hands are full, baby, I can't grab that at the moment. You can bring the ball down here. Go get your ball. Go get it. I'll throw it, but you have to bring it to me over here. All right, I'm back. Just gonna throw the ball for Olive real quick, because that is always my number one priority. May I throw? Is this a squeaky ball, BB? No, it's just a nice old tennis ball. Okay, so you guys saying anything? Sydney, what's up? How are you? Okay, so this is where I'm gonna sit, and then I usually do it a different way, but you guys are complicating things a little bit by where I've mounted you. So we'll see what we can do. I might just kind of crawl in and place stuff, just like really like list over to the side or something of that manner. So usually what I do is have everything over here. And then I put the stuff here. But the problem is if I do that, you guys will not be able to see anything. So I guess I can't do that. And I don't know if I can slide work in underneath you. I guess I'll try. If it works, it works. It doesn't, you know, it wasn't meant to be. Let's just do a little safety net in case I screw up. this board here. Okay. How are you? Man, the weather's been rough, eh? Like, I've never had to cancel firing before because the weather's been so weird. It's just, I guess this is the world we live in now. Okay, so we have a bunch of these ones with the black. And I'm gonna have the black facing forward, the raw black facing forward. I think that'll be more exciting. I could be wrong. I could be making a mistake, but only one way to find out. And that's just by experimentation. A student is not good at making putting wadding on. Um, he knows he isn't, but it is still, he admits to me that he isn't. But I wish he would spend a little bit more time doing it. We're gonna stack this pretty tight. Um, I think we have enough work to not have to worry about it. So I think we can do it and not be concerned. He brought me these little baby cups, which are kind of lovely as far as loading goes. Give me a little bit extra airflow there. And this little baby cup, I kind of don't want to put it up front like this, but I'm going to right this second. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove this stick. And I can put everything else onto that board as we load it in. She offered me this really cool rock, Kyle. I wasn't supposed to talk about it, but it's really cool. It's purple, but not like amethyst purple. It's like kind of hard to describe. It's very cool. 100% worth it. All right. That was a really good first whole day. Next, going to spice up the mid layer. Oh, nice a day out here it is, little dog. Go get your ball. I'll throw if you bring it to me. Man, today would have been such a beautiful day to actually fire the kiln. I know I couldn't anyway, but it's still kind of frustrating. Okay. I think I would actually like to do before I do any more of that is finish off this back row. I've already regretted now. Bringing like the bigger pieces is what I want to do. Is there's this middle row so I can put the first shelves down. I got close. I could probably just get a half board and bring some over here. I only need a few more for the way back. Yeah, I only need a few more for the way back, so let me go grab some. I'm actually taking this board out because why am I going to do that? Is there a reason for me to do that? I don't know. I'm going to take it out anyway. For some reason, it feels like that's the thing to do. And my feelings are usually right when it comes to loading kilns. Let's see. Yeah, I think what we're going to do is just get this first row in, and then I'm going to go get some food. I don't want to overdo it and hurt myself. So, move really. That's the smart thing to do. nicely sized. Kind of nice to just have a board of thin but oh, are you rolling around in something gross over there? Wow, that's exciting. Oh, I just found something real gross looking on the ground. Having a blast rolling all out in and out of it. This is probably a silly thing for me to do this time, but I'm going to just kind of try to load a couple individually at a time, because I don't think I need a whole board of these at the moment, and then I'd have to take that board out again. So I'm going to try to avoid doing that. Well, let me think about this. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let me just put 8 on this board here. I can crawl in, and his wadding's off too. Cool. Love that. Love that for me. I was telling you guys about this the other day, but this wadding is very frustrating. It's you don't make your wadding nicely and use the appropriate amount of glue, which is not too much because then it fuses to the thing that you're trying to put it on. It can crumble really easily. So a lot of the time I'm kind of battling, trying to re-wad stuff as I'm firing a kiln. Just not something I really want to be doing mid-load. It's fine. This is where having an assistant would be really nice. It's I could just hand them the thing to re-wad every single time I need it to be done. So let's start with these few. I'm gonna get in there now that they're closer. We're gonna do this guy's first. His wad fell off, and he's gonna get that wad instead. Oh yeah, that's not what I wanted to happen. That's okay. Good. So I wanted to firm up some of the waddings first. Then we're putting on the next stilts. That just gives us some leeway later on. All right, so next thing I want to do is put in the shelves. two of the shelves. So let me go grab that. And these shelves are the ones that I really need to get. I really want to buy a new one, and I'm gonna go buy them soon. But they're $250 a shelf for these new versions. The ones I use range between, before taxes and stuff, 87 and uh, 87 and $187. Luna, nothing. We're just slowly wadding. Christina, how are you? I think I already put one of your pieces in there. What's up, Mandy? All right, so let's go grab two shelves. I'll grab three of them just because we need three. But I'm just going to put two in right now. And then we'll finish loading the middle section. And then after that, like I said, I don't want to hurt myself. So we're going to do this in various stages. If we're feeling good by then, we'll keep going. But so each one of these shelves is 16.5 pounds. And this is the main reason I get myself hurt, is loading and unloading. Not just this kiln, but any kiln that uses these silicon carbide shelves. The advancer shelves weigh 9 pounds. They're almost half the weight, which is one of the main reasons I would like to buy some soon. So that is one of my next purchases. After this firing, I'm going to go purchase some. I'm going to go buy 4 of them for myself. And yeah. Oh, I didn't see her message at all, Garden. Dima, I'm okay. I'm trying to move slow. This is where I could hurt myself again, so I'm just trying to take my time with this. But doing pretty well. Every day is getting so much better. I'm now at that point where I'm truly only in pain if I do something silly, which is what we're doing right now, but that's besides the point. Let me get in here. For the last shelf, what I'm going to do is I should take out all this stuff and sit in here because this drops down about 1.5 feet, which is where my firebox is, or at least a foot. This part's actually pretty helpful to have someone else with me too, because they can hold my leg as I do this. Without anybody, what I've learned to do is just hook my leg around the corner and pull back to just support myself. So my back doesn't have to do the work, full brunt of the work. I can move between my back and my leg. So right there, this is why I need better shelves. I just don't. I don't have the strength to keep doing this with these these heavy ones. So this is my next big purchase. And pottery's expensive. So that's the one I just put in is my heaviest shelf I own. So the rest of them are lighter. Okay. Interesting. I did not do a very good job with placement on these. I think it'll be fine for this firing. I don't have the strength to change it, so we're not going to. Well, swimming would be fine for me, I'm sure. Really? That's so weird. I have no idea why. I didn't get any notifications or anything like that, Garden. That's very sweet of her. Very, very, very sweet of her. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know why that wouldn't have gone through. I'll double check on my computer later to see if they sent me something. Maybe I didn't fill something out that needed to be filled out, you know? Speaking of spoiling little puppy, we don't have any more fish, right? So next weekend, not this weekend, but next weekend, we can start keeping keeping trout again, so we can start getting some sweet fishies for little dog again. But today, I think I'm gonna go buy her some mahi mahi. Seems like a mahi mahi kind of day. I don't know why. All right, can I just move nice and slow? So because I haven't been able to move too much and all that. I don't usually watch TV shows, but I started watching Severance last night, just the first season of it. It's pretty sweet. Like I said, I don't usually like TV shows, but hey, Olive, sweetie, can you leave whatever you see alone, please? Thank you, Vivi. Yeah, here, take a cookie. Take a cookie for being such a good girl. Here you go. Good job. What a good guard dog you are. What a good guard dog you are. Yes, thank you. Oh, one of my wadding fell off. Here I was, blaming my students for. Oh, not my fault though. The glaze actually chipped off this one. So I can keep blaming my student for doing a bad wadding job. He'll learn eventually. He needs to build his own kiln though. He'll never learn until he does that. He needs to be annoyed. Otherwise, he won't learn. I can say it, but he doesn't really know how kind of like annoying it is. It's like just for the same reason that people don't really understand how much work it actually takes to do all this, load everything. Like, no one thinks I'm doing this, you know? It's like, you buy a pot for me, you didn't think that I spent 8 hours, like, kind of hurting my back, stuffed in the back of a kiln. There's no way. I guarantee no one thought this is how I did any of it. So, oh, wadding dropped off again. That piece of wadding just evaporated, all right. We'll have to redo that one. All right, I have a couple little spaces, and I could put another smaller cup in there, but what I think I might do is start putting our little mini teapots in there. I think that's the smart, because that right back there is it's a nice section for looks, for color, and it's far enough back that things won't fall over in the kiln, most likely. So we'll put a couple little mini teapots back there, I think. So yeah, that's so weird. I have no idea. You'll see the puppy in a sec. Well, here, you can see her right now if you want. I'll turn you guys. Can you see her? Enjoying herself? I can't see what you guys are seeing, so I think you can see her. She's just enjoying herself in the sun, like a good puppy. Oh, I won't, Garden. That's why we're gonna just do things um, in segments instead of doing this all in one go. That happened, Christina? I mean, Garden? That's crazy. Larry Dima, thanks for hanging out. Okay, let me grab a couple little mini teapots and stuff. Hello, would you like me to throw the ball? Hey, Christina, were you here when I told everybody that I'm officially Canadian? I got my certificate back 2 days ago. I don't think you were there for that. 2 or 3 days ago. Hi, little dog. That's a beautiful ball you got there. Let me load these teapots in, and then we'll throw it. Thank you, Mandy. Nice, Mandy. Mandy, that sounds great. Thank you, thank you. There'd be no reason for me for that. I could still stream on YouTube even if I wasn't I wasn't in the States. I'm enjoying the YouTube thing. I'm enjoying it more than I have been on Instagram, and like I said, I'm done with TikTok. Also, I went on TikTok briefly the other day. Is it getting banned again? Like, it seems I saw a bunch of like farewell posts again. Um, like, are they just threatening to ban that platform every 5 minutes? Is that what's been happening over there? Okay, Let me just get these little teapots nestled in here. Okay, that's not going to work. You know what I should wear? I have these, they're called impact shorts. I wear them for snowboarding. So if I fall, I don't get hurt. I should wear them when I load the kiln, I'm realizing right now. Because, let's put this guy right there. Because there's no reason, they have padding all on the sides. I think I'm going to start wearing them when we come back and load later. We're going to be loading more today. Essentially what's going to happen is we're going to do what we can right now. When I say do what we can, I mean finish this one stack here. And then we are going to take a break. This is kind of cool. I don't know if you guys, I'm putting the teapots on the bag wall back here. I think this is going to be kind of cool. A little less sketch. It makes them a little bit even more protected, and it's a really flat surface for them to be on. Why does this one not feel stable? This one doesn't feel stable at all. Okay. Hopefully not going to regret doing this. I don't know why I would, but you never know. Maybe there's an issue with me loading them like that. So I also have the camera facing the opposing way, as you guys probably realized. All right, let's get Christina's piece in here. I think it's like the perfect size, Christina, for that little slot in the back there. You made a much more upright piece than I have been. Let me go grab it. It is not down here. Hi, Beeps. Where's your ball? I don't see it. You gotta grab it for me. It's hiding under the tarp. So I say this thing takes 9 shelves, but I don't use shelves on the first floor. Man, I can't talk. So technically speaking, this one actually uses 12 shelves. I just don't have the extra 3 shelves, which is something I would also like to buy when I get a little bit more money to do stuff like that. Oh yeah, I just don't want to. Exactly. I don't want to kill anybody, right? By Saturday. Gotcha. Yeah, Garen, you should definitely see Christina's stuff. She makes beautiful work. Okay. Crawl in here. I'm sorry again. You guys are just having to stare at my butt all the time. If it was a nicer butt, I wouldn't have to apologize, but it's not very exciting back there. Okay, I think I can fit one more of my student pieces in there, maybe. This one looks kind of skinny. That piece I just put in was Christina's. I should have shown it to you guys before I did, but I'm not going to take it out because this wadding is fickle. And I don't want to take the chance of something happening. So, okay. First three, I guess, shelves are loaded. So let's put this next one on. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get the bricks and put them up to the next one. And then we're going to take a break. I have to teach tennis this afternoon. So we're going to work as much as we can up until the point that I have to go teach. But I'm out of food. So I need to go shopping. So we're going to that'll be our way of stopping ourselves from working. It's just me going to go get groceries. Okay. No, it's not even, doesn't really matter. All right, let me go grab some more bricks. So we can put the next bricks in, and then once we've got the bricks in, then I'm gonna take off for a little bit. But I just, like I said, I just want to get kind of as much done as we can. But without doing too much to hurt ourselves. So the way I load the kiln as far as bricks go is kind of weird. You'll see the first couple rows or whatever. When we start moving up into the kiln, it gets a little strange. So when I originally built the kiln, I built it for a certain amount of brick, for a certain amount of shelves in a very certain orientation. But then I changed the interior layout of the kiln multiple times. And because of that, it made it so I couldn't actually over this. Okay. I don't know, Garden. It seems like it'd be nice to do that. It's a lot more money in medicine. Also, Garden, I was just thinking about the donation thing. If I can't get that stuff to work, it might actually make more sense to just like have a Venmo linked, because I'm pretty sure Venmo is going to take less money than from the because, like I said, I think donating they take 30% of donations, but then Venmo would only take the processing fee, and then I'd have to pay the tax on it, but that'd be less, I think. Okay, I was just kind of thinking about that while I was walking up and down there. I don't know what people do. I don't know how. I'm never sure what the move is for any of this stuff. Oh, okay. Here's my wadding. Get that in there. I'm gonna climb back into the kiln. I love the little teapots just like sitting out there. I think that's so cute. Venmo. Do you guys have Venmo in Scotland? It's just kind of like just so you can pay your friends and stuff. Yeah, I use a little bit, not like a crazy amount. Okay, I have to start moving this to the side now. And this was not enough wadding. Cool. I love that. Love that. Actually, it might have been enough wadding. I want to do these ones first. Why is this? Why is that doing that? Hold up, that's not good. Did I put this on already? Okay. What is happening? What is this? So tilted. I'm gonna redo this one real quick. That's a little sketchy. Okay. Why? Why is that sketchy? Why is that sketchy? Also, I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna live crazy right now. I'm gonna do. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna move this forward. I really hope I don't regret this later. Let's not do that with the double wall piece. Let's do that with fudge. Move that forward. And I can put the brick here instead, which might make more structural sense. Which means I need to move this mug forward. This forward a little bit. And then this to the side. And then I can place this right here. It needs more wadding because it's on a slant. So ideally, in the future too, as far as like buying new shelves and stuff goes, I also want to buy enough shelves that I can use shelves and stop firing on the floor of my kiln, because it'll save my kiln in the long run. It takes a toll doing what I have been doing on the kiln in a pretty negative way. I see what I've done wrong here. I'm gonna have to take this guy out. When I was loading this, I somehow managed to load it the wrong angle. Whatever. I'm not gonna fill back in. I'm just gonna live with that. Okay. Okay. That seems better to me. Also, because I increased the size of the floor in this kiln, it also meant that just everything, not only can I kind of put less shelves in here and all that, but it made way more secure. Look at that. It's not falling over. That would have been a bummer to get all the way up there and then realize it was too sketchy. Best to do it the right way the first time. But I would like some new shelves on the bottom just for longevity of the kiln. Make my life cleaning a lot easier too. I think the only reason I really didn't do it this firing yet, like prior to this firing, was because I haven't fired a kiln in a while, and so just the idea of spending a bunch of money, like $1,000 on shelves and stuff, without having made that much money in the last couple months, which is a little daunting. But after this firing and sell some work, I think I'll be feeling fine about that. If anybody buys anything, that's always a potential. I've had firings where I have sold nothing, and a lot of it is that I fall off of different social medias. I just don't have the bandwidth to keep going with Instagram all the time and keeping with stuff, and so people just don't know that I have stuff for sale. So I got you guys. You're my new social media. I'm doing this a lot more. Like I said, I'm going to stream over here. You guys are more interesting. Everybody's, take this as a compliment. I'm not saying this is a negative whatsoever. Everybody's a little odder over here, and I enjoy it. Feels more up my alley. Okay, so that's it for now. Just put this piece in here because it's already in here. Just for the sake of my back. I don't want to do any more at this exact moment. But you kind of see yeah, I'm curious about it too, Christina. But I think that's it for right this second. I'm gonna go get some food, come back. It's 12:20, which means we'll have about half an hour to try to load the next part of it before I have to go to work. Maybe another hour, depending on how fast I move. But yeah, this is the slow process. It's just kind of something that has to happen, and it's a part again that I don't genuinely show, because it's slow and I'm not really interacting with you guys and all that. But okay, I'm off. Bye. I'll be back in a little bit.